type up Ultimate Calculator Precision Nutrition, boom, right there. It'll walk you through this really cool calculator where it asks you about your goals. It asks you about, your lifestyle. It asks you about your activity level, your working out. This one right here, I think, is the best. And it comes with a free packet. And I'll just send these around. This is me. You can just glance at it and throw it around. But this is basically what you get. This cool looking packet. And it really does go through, and that's all customized. It's customized to whatever you want it to be. So I want to lose this much weight by this time. Okay, great. How do you like to eat? Mediterranean, I'll eat anything, paleo, vegan, whatever, put that in. And it just walks you through this whole thing to get you your right macros. Okay, and that's the most important thing, is really just kind of having an eyeball about your macros. So just a quick review on macros. You got your carbs, proteins, and fats, but we always forget about fiber. Fiber's mostly, I would say, a carbohydrate. I would consider it a carbohydrate. Way back in the day, fats were called lipids, but lipids aren't a really cool name, so we call them fats and confuse everybody. And it is confusing when we start to look at, well, I don't want to eat fat because I don't want to get fat, so I'm not going to have fat. So that's when the low-fat diet came about. If it would have just stayed lipids, we probably would have been good, but they went with fats. So it confused people naturally, especially in our day and age where we're just bombarded with so much information. It's like, I don't have time to figure out this nutrition stuff. I just eat when I eat. So in generally speaking, carbs provide energy, all right? It's gonna be quick, glucose. All right, protein, repair muscles, right? And fat really support the hormones and really are the building blocks for tissues, skin, brain health. I mean, it's just like, if you wanna improve your brain capacity and longevity and, sway off, like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, I'd start taking MCT oils. I'd start maybe looking at a fish oil supplement. I would consider maybe taking cod liver oil. I would consider maybe eating almonds. They look like a brain. They are good for the brain. I'd consider maybe eating blueberries every day. I mean, you could literally Google brain health foods. Fiber is kind of like this topic that I think more people need to be thinking about instead of sugar. So you'll hear people say, well, I just need to get rid of the sugar in my diet. Well, what if you didn't, look, getting rid of sugar is literally impossible. It is almost in everything. It is so hard to do. But what if you just focused on high fiber? By default, you would go towards foods that are still carbohydrates and sweet, and you would go at fat soluble and water soluble, and now you would be hitting your fiber amount. Women, 30 grams. Men, 50 grams, depending on age. That's generally the recommendation. Google it. But focus on fiber. And by doing that, you're feeding the gut. You're protecting the liver. A great book that I'll show you at the end is called The Energy Paradox by Dr. Grundy. And he talks largely about how they have correlated that high fiber diets are hell of a lot lower in disease. And all disease starts in the gut. So high fiber, and there also happens to be Mediterranean diets and blue zone diets. Have you ever heard of these? These are like notoriously people of the world that have the lowest cancer rates, lowest sickness rates, lowest everything rates, are in these zones called blue zones. And they just happen to be Mediterranean style diets, which is high fat, healthy fats, and high fiber. Feed the gut, protect the liver, boom. So I'm not trying to sway you towards a diet, but I'm just saying they don't have a ton of meat, but they do have fish that's clean. So maybe we got it wrong. Generally speaking, if you figure out your macros, you can do it by hand size. This is what I do. Otherwise, I brought a scale, okay? Have you guys ever seen a food scale? For like the longest time, I just never did. We got grams, we got ounces, we got milliliters, we got pounds. Unless you're gonna be, I might call you a nerd, but hey, I'm not gonna do that for every meal. I am not gonna do it, it's not my lifestyle. I am not gonna put my nuts on there. that was funny as hell. I'm not gonna put my seeds on there. I'm not gonna put my beef on there. I'm not gonna put that on there, and I'm not gonna do it. What I am gonna do is I can say, hey, protein, palm. How many do I need? 2 of them at each meal. How much is a palm of protein? Roughly 20 or 30 grams. How many grams of protein do I need? A lot of people say 1-to-1 ratio if you're physically active. I've done it. And it is, if you don't front load your day with high protein, forget it. Forget it. It'll be like 9 o'clock at night, you're eating chicken, you're like, raw. It sucks. You can't do it. It is so hard. But if you focused on at least attempting your proper protein, I don't care, I mean, honestly, if you just focused on the macro protein, just that alone, you would fill in the day with other things. But just tried to get that protein right, you'd be better off as far as a weight standpoint. I don't know anything about micronutrients, but beef has a lot of micronutrients in it. Chicken's got a lot of micronutrients in it. You got to fill in the greens. So focus on the protein, eat the rainbow. Easiest advice I can probably give somebody. Focus on your protein, whatever that is, rotate your meats, eat the rainbow. What does eat the rainbow mean? You also get this in your packet if you print it out at home. Eat more of this. Based off your calculations that you put into the computer and the algorithm, eat more of these, eat some of these, eat less of these. Those are my picks. Pick one of them, okay? Have 2 palms worth. Women 1, men 2 palms, generally speaking. Carbs, pick any one of those. Have a cupped handful. Oh, we're gonna talk about meal prep. I got this on Amazon, 20 of these bad boys for like 17 bucks. Now I know it is plastic. Okay, all right. I knew somebody was gonna get me on that, but it's carbon fiber actually. I'm totally kidding, but I can get 2 of my palms. That's gonna be protein right there. That's where I'm putting my protein. 2 palms, boom, right there. That's the main ingredient. That's what I'm focusing on. That's gonna be the biggest right there. Okay. Cupped hand of quinoa. I'm gonna put my quinoa in there. That'll fit, no problem. And then fat, fat's tough to measure because in oils, you got to measure that. I mean, a thumb worth, that's, okay, I can fit that in there, but sometimes it comes in different things that both have protein and fats. So it's like this tough one to calculate a lot of times, especially with oils and spreads and things like that. And veggies, get your greens, all right? Eat the rainbow, easy to do, fist size. I can also fit that right in there. So this for me would be this would be a 1 meal deal right here.